So first with the alcohol prep pad, I've already pushed back the cuticles. I've already done a light file. Always, whether it be your nails or your toenails, you always want to use the alcohol prep pads to get rid of any excess filing debris, oils, things like that. So I have a brand new package of Purple Poison. Make sure I'm giving you the right, no, Perfect Poison. And it is a gorgeous set that we released for Halloween. I've already worn it once, but I wanted to wear it again for Halloween tonight. So I use these two biggest ones for my big toes. I use these little ones that I can't use on my nails. I use these on my toes, and then I will use some leftover portions of this for the rest in between. So I'm going to try to show you both how I do my process of toes and my manicure. I always want to save my thumbs for last because that's what I use for my tools. That's what I use if I need to trim anywhere. Okay, so first I'm going to start with my big toes. I take off that clear film, which just protects the nail strip. And then I'm going to take off the next part and the silver tab, gently tear that off and dispose of that. I always hold my strips kind of in the middle to help guide them. And then you want to get as close to your cuticle as you can without getting on the cuticle. Hopefully you can see this okay. It's not going to be super up close. I'm not that flexible. And you go down through the middle and then over to the sides. Okay. Rub, rub, rub. Down over the ends. I am cautious of this other half because I'm going to use that on another toe. Your pedicures, you can get away with only a few strips to do your whole pedicure. This is just a manicure set. I'm going to come back and clean that up here in a second, but in the meantime, I'm going to take this other half and I'm going to do it on this toe because that's a little bit bigger of a nail. Take that leftover there and perforate the excess off. You don't want to just pull it off because that'll stretch. My pedicures typically last like forever. Like I usually leave them on for like 6 weeks. I can use this excess here even on another nail like my pinky toe that nobody even sees because it's so tiny. And I just get something on it. So if my toes are separated, it does have polish on it. But for the most part, it's not seen very much because it's so tiny. So look how, oops, nope, that was too tiny. I have that happen a lot. I'm going to use one of these. This is what I usually use for my pinky toe. So again, hold it in the middle. Actually, I'm going to use the other end. Okay, and perforate. I'm holding the strip in place while I do this so it doesn't pull off because I need to rub that really good and let it cure just for a few minutes. And it's good to go. So you can see I barely see it. This other piece, I'm going to do this nail because again, it's not very big. You'll notice I'm not really focused on the ombres going the right directions. I'm just putting them on. It'll look good. We're going into the winter months, so I'm not really wearing sandals and stuff. But even though we're going into non-sandal season, I still like my toes being done like around the house. So you can see for this excess, I'm just taking my thumbnail and perforating along where the nail meets the toe or the skin, and that gets that excess off. So I just did 4 toes with 2 strips. Okay. You'll see I have some dry skin going on like around here. Again, I'm barefoot all the time and we're going into the winter months. But I will put cuticle oil on later. So I'm not going to use any of these yet because I want to make sure that I have my appropriate sizes for my fingernails. Because what I like, I want my fingernails to be perfect poison. But a lot of these where maybe I have leftover that I can't use on another nail, I can then come back down to my toe. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and do, start on my nails. Or what am I doing? I need to go back and do my other, I have a right foot. Did you all know I have another foot? Okay, here we go. Start with the big toe again. My pedicures can literally take like, if I'm just doing a pedicure, can take like 10 minutes because they don't have to be as precise as your fingernails, and they still look wonderful and they still last like the 6 weeks. So again, I'm cautious of this other half. I perforate off that excess. Get down along through here, get that extra off of the side. Again, any dryness that I have, I'll tonight before bed, I'll throw some cuticle oil on and it'll make those toes look nice and fresh. I'm going to go to this nail. I'm essentially just trimming all the way around. Okay, stuck to my finger. Rub. Okay. And then the other tiny, what do I do with the other tiny one? There it is. Lost it. Okay, so that other little tiny one, this one's too tiny to use on my fingernails. So again, this is perfect for toes because they're a lot smaller, especially like that pinky toe. The hardest part about the pedicures, in my opinion, is getting in the position to be able to do the pedicure. I do mine. I leave them on for like 6 months. Again, notice how if you have like a real tiny nail like I do on my toenail, I hold the strip in place to get it where I want it so it doesn't pull off. And the only reason it does that is because there's hardly any nail there. Again, once it's there, and has a few minutes in place, it's not going anywhere. Again, rub, that excess, just perforating. And then what I do is I'll go back later and, do a file. Sometimes I don't even file. But there, I got a little bit on like the cuticle area. So again, I'm just taking that excess off. So you don't want it to lift. Okay. So now back to my finger. So this is the next smallest size. And this is what I use on my pinky nail. I usually on this end, you can see they're two different widths. This is the skinnier end, that's the wider end. So on this nail, I usually use the skinnier one, and on my other pinky nail, I use the wider end. My nails tend to be wider on my right hand, my dominant hand. This is the nail that I ripped off. It got snagged on a pillowcase a few weeks ago and literally took it all the way down. It was bleeding. So I super glued just to hold it together till it could grow out. So it's finally grown out. And obviously you can see even with short nails, it looks awesome. That other half, I'm coming over to this other nail. Getting close to the cuticle, but not on the cuticle. If I need to lift, I can. I want to go straight down the middle and then over to the sides. And then rub, rub, rub. This color is so, so amazing, which is why I'm wearing it again. I'm dressing up as a witch. I will be doing my witch makeup later, so you'll have to check back for that video. I always take my thumbnail and go around where the nail meets the finger just to get rid of any excess or to push it down alongside the nail, because our nails go down in there a decent amount. So it allows you to go all the way down in. Okay. So I didn't have any excess on that one, but I know that I got both my pinkies out of my pinky size nail. So I know I'm not going to use this nail anymore for my manicure. So I'm going to go ahead and use it for a toe. Take off that tab. Let's go to this one. And I'm just going to do my second toe. Hopefully you can see that okay. I haven't found the perfect way to do a pedicure in a video since it's such an awkward position. Okay, and then I'm going to get that excess off, which wasn't much. You can also, if you don't have any fingernails to use, you can use a cuticle tool. So sometimes I will use a cuticle tool to get any excess off. I just feel like my fingernails are a little bit more gentle, and they work just as well. So this one, I'm not going to use that. I just realized I have some on the cuticle side of there, so I'm going to get rid of that while I can see it. Put it down just a little too low. My toenails personally are, I don't know if everybody's are like this. They're kind of like diagonal. You can see I did a little rip there. I just noticed. So I'll show you how to cover that up. I have this extra. I'm just going to put it here. Because look, I still make mistakes. I just threw that bad boy on there. Being a glitter, you will never know that it is two different strips. And look how I fixed it. Super easy. That's what's so nice about these, is you don't have to be perfect. You know, you can almost always fix if you have a mistake. You can always fix it. Take off that clear tab. Silver tab. We're going to put this bad boy on my middle finger. I'm thinking I might do a different strip for the accent nail. Getting down through the middle and then over to the sides. And then rub, rub, rub. This excess I'm going to use on my other toe. Okay, so we'll take this excess, finish off this toe. Notice how I can reposition it if I need to. And then rub, rub, rub. I keep my toenails really short because I wear tennis shoes a lot, and I don't like being able to feel my toenails, especially if I walk and walk long distances. So I keep mine pretty short. It's from years of playing tennis, and not like when you move, your feet move around in your shoes. I do not like the feeling of long nails. Okay. So then I can do a light file. My light file, I don't do a lot. I just do enough to get any of that little bit of excess off. I don't usually have a whole lot of excess on when I'm doing my toes, but it still just gets that little bit off, the little pieces, prevents it from getting snagged on anything. But what's awesome about this is, like, I could literally go put my tennis shoes on right now if I wanted to, and I'm not gonna mess them up. Like, obviously, when you go get a pedicure, which I love pedicures, but you leave and you wear those little sandal thingy, the little flip-flop thingies, and you know you're gonna mess them up. I mean, you just do. Hopefully that's in there in the picture. You can see it. Again, I didn't plan on doing a pedicure demo, but when I realized I was going to do this set on both hands and feet, I thought it would be great to show. And then again, what I'm going to do is tonight before bed, I will take my cuticle oil and I'll just hit up all around my base, and then up here I get really dry up here at the tops of my toes. So I will apply that cuticle oil just over everything, over the polish and everything. Okay, so now that we have the toes done, I'm gonna move this back, make sure that we're in the good picture here, and then I'm gonna finish up my manicure to show you the rest. And let's see how much I'll have left after doing a pedicure and manicure, because I should have several left over. So you can see how I really use my scraps. With my nails, the length they are now, they got some length to them, but they're not extra long. I can almost always get 2 nails per strip if I want to. Or like you saw, I use some of it to do my toes. So again, perforating that excess off. I can save this in case I want that for another nail. I probably won't use it. I'm going to do, I think, rose ombre as an accent. I'm going, like I said, as a witch. So let's do the ombre. This is a twosie. If you have never tried a sample and you'd like a free sample, please let me know. And I'd be happy to send you a free sample to try. It's so nice. It's like you can try it before you buy it. Love that we have that ability to do that. We'll see if this goes well together. If it doesn't match, you know what I can do? I can throw one of my purple sets right over top of it. But I thought this might be a cool accent since they're both ombres and both in the purple family. Again, perforating that excess off. I'm careful with that other half because I hopefully can get another nail out of this one. Yep. And get it on there. Again, you can reposition as long as you don't push it all the way down. You can usually reposition. Okay. I'm going to do that down through the middle. You can even take them and just barely pull and get a little bit of stretch out of them. Not a lot. First time I ever tried to stretch a strip, I totally ripped it in half, and that is common when you're getting used to like how much play they have and stuff. But it's kind of nice because if you just need like a little sliver extra, you don't have to necessarily go up a size. You can just literally stretch them just a tad. Okay. Oh yeah, that's cool. Just for an accent. I like doing kind of filing as I go because again, I don't want to do all my nails and then use my thumbnails to get the excess off. I want to get that excess off while I don't have my thumbs done. So you file from the back side of the nail. You never want to go on the top or towards the front. That will wear your nail or your tips down. And then it's just enough to get any of the excess off. And then I do a really good rub across the tips again. So you can see some of the excess coming off right there. And you're just kind of going in one direction. You're not seesawing it like this, like you would if you're shaping your nails. You're just doing it to get the excess off. Kind of going crazy and doing seesaw can tear the tips. It can wear them faster. It can make them show versus the polish. So you don't want that. So it's nice and slow, kind of one direction when you're going. And then even this, I'll just gently go slow enough to get that excess off. So the accent nail I use is called Rose Ombre, and it is from our fall collection, and it has been one of the best sellers. It's amazing. So if you need either of these sets, you can let me know. I love, love, love that. Hopefully you guys are able to see this okay. Usually I have it set up ahead of time, but wasn't able to do that with the pedicure action going on. Okay, so I'm down to my index fingers. I use the smaller strip here for my left hand, but then I use a different strip on my right hand because my right index finger is definitely bigger than the left. So I always go down through the middle and then I roll it this way because not only does it expose more of that nail, like I said, but it follows the curvature of your nail. It prevents any wrinkles and things like that. Okay, a couple halves if I needed those. Okay. And then this is the size that I just used for this nail, but I'm going up to that middle size for my index finger on my right hand. Okay, down through the middle. Again, roll and roll. I also kind of come and pull back cuticle area, which I cleaned my cuticles up really well before I started. I don't do it every manicure because I don't want to over irritate my cuticles. So I only do my cuticle cleanup maybe once every other mani or two, or every other week or so. I'm going to post a video of that here soon because I know a lot of people use like removers and they use like cuticle trimmers. I don't do any of that. I simply use this one cuticle tool. This pushes them back and then this cleans it off, and it works phenomenally and is super gentle on my fingers and cuticles. I'm not damaging them. My cuticles are never bleeding. You know, like you can see them here. They look pretty darn good. I just cleaned them up. I don't have any red irritation or anything like that. They are dry. And again, I'll put cuticle oil on tonight. So there is that part so far. And then lastly, I do my thumbs. I always do my left thumb first and then come back and do my right. Again, I always save my thumbs for last, and I always save my right thumb for very last. Okay. Rub, 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 roll, roll, rub. Okay. Perforate is key. Gently, just don't pull off. Keep going back and forth until you get all that excess off. If you pull them or stretch them, that can cause you to get thinning ends. Okay. Just enough to get the excess off and then go back rubbing. Okay. Let's see if I want to use the bigger end. You can tell the ends are slightly different. I think I'm going to use the bigger end on this thumb. I think it's just slightly wider than my other one. I always lay them down, but before I push them down, I make sure they're where I want them. So I'm going down through the middle, over to the side. That's good. And then this one, oh, it should be good. I was going to say, the other thing is if you don't feel comfortable stretching them by pulling, sometimes you can just press and push, and that will also get you extra on your side if you literally need like a little sliver. Now this one, I'm not going to use my thumbnail to perforate. I'm going to use my cuticle tool, or I could use my file. And that is just so I don't mess up my other thumb. Even though it's dry, it still needs just a couple minutes to cure. These are going on 95% dry, 100% real nail polish. It's not a glue or adhesive. It's just uncured nail polish. So that 5%, that is still what we consider wet, you know, just needs that couple minutes extra. Okay, Okay, so again, just nice and gentle to get that excess off. And then once you get the excess off, getting a little bit more of that, then rub, 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 and you have a manicure and a pedicure in, well, let's see how long, in 25 minutes. And I could put tennis shoes on right now. I could grab my keys and be out the door with this amazing Perfect Poison and Rose Ombre manicure. Let me know if you have any questions. If you would like to try a sample, you can always visit tkellyDIYnails.com and check out what I have on hand. And my Facebook group is there where I do all kinds of fun games, and people share their nail fees in there. So all kinds of fun that you can partake in. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and we'll talk to you soon.